Good morning students. In this video I will discuss about some common features of object-oriented programming. Okay. In my previous video I have discussed about some programming languages or how the generation of programming languages has evolved from the first generation to fourth generation. Okay. In first generation languages was like similar to machine languages. Okay, in second generation they used assembly languages. In third generation they used high level languages like C, COBOL, Fortran. Okay, and in fourth generation we have used more advanced, more versatile language which is known as object oriented programming language. Okay. Now here I will discuss some basic or common feature of object-oriented programming languages. They are class, polymorphism, encapsulation, inheritance, data abstraction, information hiding. These are some common feature of object-oriented programming language. Now, first, to do programming in object-oriented programming languages, one must understand what is class and what is object. Okay, class is the blueprint of an object. That means object is something which has real existence. Suppose you can see a cottage. Okay, so this cottage has real existence, so this cottage will be known as object in case of object oriented programming languages. Okay, but before we do any building, or before we try to build any building or cottage, first we have to make some planning to build that building. Okay, so that planning or that kind of blueprint will be known as class. Okay, that means before we do any kind of construction or before we do anything which has real existence, first we have to make a planning for this. Okay, so planning has no real existence. It is like an imagination or a thinking. Okay, so this planning or this kind of blueprint is known as class. Okay, now following that blueprint we will build a building, or build any thing which has real existence. That will be known as object. Okay, so object has real existence and class is the planning to build that object. Okay, so class is a imagination or a planning, to build that object, and object is something which has real existence. So in the language of object oriented programming, we will say that kind of object, that kind of thing which has real existence is known as object, and the planning to build that object will be known as class. Okay, now data abstraction. What is abstraction? Abstraction is providing information, is like providing information without giving the background details. Okay, suppose in case of switchboard, in case of switchboard, suppose we know what switch is for fan, what switch is for light, but we don't know how it works. Okay, that means we know which switch will be used for what purposes, but we don't know the background details of the switch, how it works. Okay, so this is known as abstraction, providing some information without giving the background details. Okay, now polymorphism. What is polymorphism? Polymorphism means something can have multiple form. Okay, suppose in case of carbon can be in the form of graphite, carbon in the form of diamond. Okay, so something which can be in various form. So this feature is known as polymorphism. Okay, so you can understand what is class, what is object, what is abstraction, what is polymorphism. I am giving just basic idea. In future I will explain them. Okay. Now inheritance. Inheritance means getting something from your ancestor, or receiving some behavior, or receiving something, some character or anything from your ancestor is known as inheritance. Suppose a boy has some habit like his father. Okay. So the boy has inherited the habit from his father. That means the boy got that kind of habits through inheritance from his father. Okay. That means inheritance means receiving something. It may be receiving some characters or some behavior or anything. Receiving something from your ancestor is known as inheritance. Okay. And one thing is encapsulation. I will discuss it later. Okay, so these are some basic features of object-oriented programming languages like class, object, data abstraction, information hiding, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation. Okay, I will discuss them in details in future. Okay.